Welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Spawning in on the left-hand side of the map in the color yellow, we've got Salami 1. And he's going to be playing the Malians today. And we can see... sorry, what Salami? Opening up with a second scout with the Malians. Interesting. I'll explain a little in just a second as to why this is quite odd with the Malians. But Salami's opponent today is going to be Crackity here, spawning in on the right-hand side of the map in the color teal. And he's going to be playing his good old classic China today. I mean, these two players here are my favorite. Both of these players are my favorite people to cast. And they're going to be facing it up against each other today. I mean, China at the moment looking really, really good. These guys are probably number one on the ladder, whereas Malians probably right down at the bottom. So we're going to have to see how Salami can deal with China today. But I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve. But we can see Salami opening up with 2 scouts. Now, the reason why this is really strange is because, I mean, not only does the current meta sort of... I mean, most players tend to just go for the 1 scout. And the reason why it's even worse with the Malians, as we can see here, the scout for the Malians costs 90 food. Sure, it takes a little bit less time to train. We can see 15 seconds there and for a China scout, it would be 25 seconds. But it's an extra 20 food you've got to spend there for that scout. And most people just don't want to spend that extra food. And there's not really a lot you can do with the scouts in Age 1. Apart from the sheep, obviously. So Salami really looking to gather up lots of sheep in this early game. And maybe this is for a good reason. I'm sure he's got a reason for it. Because, I mean, we are on the map, the pit. And it can be a little bit tricky to get food. We can see he's got a nice deer patch here he can expand out onto. But obviously being up against the Chinese, they've got a lot of age 2 power. So maybe it is a good idea to go for the second scout for that sheep, but definitely doesn't feel as nice as it would with other civs when you do have to spend that extra 20 food. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what he decides to do with that. Crackity, he's got a ton of sheep coming in as well. We can see he has opened up with that Imperial official onto the mill. Got a really nice position here for his gold mine. He's, you know, sticking the Barbican right here will be a really, really nice position. But we're going to have to see. He might even look to go a little bit forward with the Barbican, but... we're going to have to see. It might be a little bit tricky with the scouts, especially if these bad boys become warrior scouts. Then they start to deal a little bit more damage. But we're going to have to see what Crackity decides to go for. We can see he has gone for that village opening. Pretty much the standard build order at this point. I mean, this is sort of the most current, up-to-date build order. Salami going to be the first one to age up. It is going to be the Manta Quarry. Not deciding to go for any trade shenanigans today, although... this map is pretty decent at the trade. I'm going to be real. I mean, you know, you can set up your market usually in base here. You don't really want to build a market over here. It's not as efficient as like on a map like Altai, but it's definitely a nice map to do so because it's really nice and easy to wall up along here. And then obviously you've got the trade market over here you can trade with. Well, obviously, not what Salami is going to be going for today. There's going to be the Manta Quarry, and we see a mill coming down as well now. Now, is it going to be for the cattle? We can see Salami, he's almost at 100 gold. He might be going for the cattle, or it might be for a wheelbarrow. But from the positioning of this mill, I think it might be a cattle. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. But it seems like a little bit of an odd position if it's not going to be for some cattle. We'll take a look back in over at Crackity. He's going to be aging up with 1 villager on the Imperial Academy here. Going to be going for that Song, or the fast Song dynasty. 3 villagers still remaining on the gold right there. We'll take a look over at Salami. What is he built this mill for? It's got to be like wheelbarrow, right? He's almost there. So I'm not looking to go for the cattle quite yet. But we can see he's also expanding out those houses. You know, chopping the wood from the straggler trees right there. Going to be increasing that gold production. He's at 150 gold now. Is it going to be the wheelbarrow? What are you doing with this mill, Salami? I'm really confused as to why he's built this here. The Manta Quarry is going to be going up. We see Salami, Crackity going to be aging up. Only a couple seconds behind, despite only 1 villager on the landmark right there. Just shows the power of the Chinese building right there. We see Crackity's also moved out here onto the board. Going to be now dropping down the Barbican. Gets cancelled immediately, though. He's repositioning it. But we can see Scout's going to be moving in for Salami. He might be able to get a villager kill here. 3 HP left on this villager. 2 HP. Yeah, that villager's going to be going down. A really nice pick right there for Salami. He is going to be losing the Scout, unfortunately. But, I mean, that's definitely worth it. I mean, you know, going for 2 Scouts already seems worth it for Salami after that. But definitely a situational move. And we see Warrior Scout's going to be coming in for him as well now. He still might be losing the Scout, though. He needs to be careful here, but the Barbican will be going up behind this as well. Going to be securing up a boar, a nice relic there as well, and just a really nice mid-map position right there for his Barbican. We've also got more Warrior Scouts on the way for Salami, so I feel like the second Scout might have been more like, you know, I may as well make it now, early on in the game, another one. So I can get more sheep anyway, and then I'm going to make it into an army. Which, I mean, it sort of worked out. I mean, you got a villager kill, so, I mean, probably worth it. But we can see Salami's just going to be massing those up for now. No other production. As soon as I say it, an archery range does get dropped down as well. And this has got to be for some javelin throws, right? I mean, you know you're going up against Song Dynasty China right now, and what else would they be making apart from Chukanu? But no actual Chukanu coming out yet from Crackity. Looking to go into Stone first. Going for that second town center. I mean, 2TC Song China is just so potent at the moment. So, no real surprise coming from Crackity there. We're looking to play it really standard at the moment. That board definitely going to be helping out over there as well. So, how is Salami going to look to punish Crackity here? Because he's going to need to go for a bit of an all-in. Because he's not even going for a second town center. So it looks to me like it's going to be a lot of H2 pressure. And I'll be very surprised if that's not what Salami looks to continue with. We see lots of Warrior Scouts. We've got 7 Warrior Scouts here on the battlefield. No more in the queue at the moment. The first Javelin Thrower out is out as well. And Salami looking to go for Professional Scouts. Okay, this is cool. Makes a lot of sense. He needs a good food source, and he might be able to. Yeah, he's nabbing all of Crackity's first. Makes a lot of sense. He can grab these 3 up here as well, and then that will be Crackity, Dearless on his side of the map at least. We can see Crackity going to be moving forwards onto. Where's he going with this? Crackity, what are you doing? You don't have the Barbican, mate. What is Crackity doing? Is he going... What is this town center? Crackity, you're a madman. I've never seen such a forward town center in my life. Crackity, at this point, you may as well stick it here. I mean, you may as well use it as an outpost. Like, okay, this is interesting. Hey, you can see he's taken off all of the villagers off of the stone. So not looking to go for a 3rd TC, looking to stay on 2, but... This is really interesting. We can see Salami's going to be moving out onto the big gold mine here. I don't think he's going to spot this out for quite a while. Yeah, I mean, there's no deer over here, so he's not going to be moving these Warrior Scouts over there. We can see he's just gathering up all of the deer at the moment. We're going to be bringing them over to his town center. And it looks like, for now, Salami just wants to mass up these javelin throwers. And Crackity, so far, still has not made a single unit. So Crackity might be in a little bit of a trouble. We see quite a mass starting to build now for Salami. 7 Warrior Scouts, 7 Javelin Throwers. Do we have any Blacksmith yet from Salami? No, we do not. We do have another Barracks being dropped down. Going to be for some... I would expect to be Donzo. No real reason to make Muso Fadi Warriors in this position. But now we can finally see 2 stables going to be dropped down for Crackity. Going to be going into some Horsemen, unless this is for Lancers when he hits Castle Age, but... I don't think he's going to be able to get to that point without making any units. Yeah, so there we go. We do have 2 or 3 horsemen in the queue right there. Blacksmith going to be dropped down as well. I think he realizes that he's going to have to stick it out in H2 here, which is fine for the Chinese. I mean, we can already see they're 20 villagers ahead. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Like Crackity has managed to get 20 extra villagers ridiculously fast. And we can see there, Salami did get a nice villager kill. But it's alright for Crackity. I mean, he's so far ahead in villages already. It's absolutely crazy. But Salami might be able to punish Crackity here for not having too many units out. We can see Crackity only got 4 horsemen out. He is supervising up the stable, going to be producing these horsemen super quickly. Only 9 seconds there to produce. We can see Crackity's trying to get onto the javelin throwers right there. We see warrior scouts are going to be jumping onto that imperial official. Once that imperial official is down, that means slower production speed on these two stables, and that's exactly what Salami needs. This is not looking too good for Crackity, although he's still got quite a large mass of horsemen, and his horsemen are looking pretty decent here. Yeah, I mean, the villagers getting in on the action as well. Salami is going to be pushed back, and this is already looking absolutely terrible for Salami just because of the villagers. I mean, look how far ahead Crackity is, and he's managed to secure up some really nice map positioning right here. You know, he's got the Barbican up over here. He's supervising up that mill. He's actually got 2 imperial officials out here. Not exactly sure why the second one's sitting here, but we see Crackity's now going to be pushing back with just horsemen. So not even looking to go into Chukanu at this point. I mean, that's pretty wild stuff, and now Salami has to react. He's dropping down 2 more stables and looking to go into some Sofa now. Sofa are going to be doing pretty well up against the horsemen. I mean, you really want to see some Donzo as well. He's got the barracks, but no Donzo in the queue at the moment. And we actually see Crackity. Crackity's just like all over Salami's resources right now. And yeah, Salami realizes it now. He's going to be in for a real surprise once he sees this TC. Let's take a look at his point of view. You can see he spots the TC, and I think he spots the villagers down here as well. This could be pretty bad for Crackity. 11 villagers down here. I mean, that's quite a large amount of villagers you don't want to lose, and there's not a lot where they can run. Crackity's just got villagers everywhere. I mean, look at this. Absolutely crazy stuff. Crackity going to be pushing into the base here with some horsemen. Only 4 horsemen here. Where have all of his horsemen gone? Oh, they're all down here. Yeah, so we see Crackity is going to be holding this position. Going to be able to take out that Sofa and the javelin thrower. Crackity is going to be running back to his base, though. We see Crackity cleaning up all of the warrior scouts right there. And I mean, I love this play. The forward town center, like, this is such an aggressive town center. And it's actually playing out when you've got a unit composition like this, where it's just purely cavalry and you can move them around the map really fast. It works really well. And we finally see some Donzo coming in from Salami. It would have been really nice to have seen some of these earlier. You could have really punished Crackity for being out here. I mean, if you brought some of those Donzo along with your Sofa down here, that would have been 11 dead villagers for Crackity, and then you could start to make a little push here. Idle lots of villagers in this town center as well, but unfortunately no Donzo were out then for Salami. Blacksmith down for him. He's grabbed the +1 melee defense, now grabbing, and he's actually grabbed the +1 melee attack. Now he's grabbing his ranged defense, but Crackity's got some walls up, and that means Salami's going to be quite delayed here. One villager might be going down if Crackity's not careful, but Crackity at this point, he's looking to go for a bit of an age up, it seems, and we see so much gold being floated right now, but still got some horsemen in the queue. Oh, we actually see all of his where did all of his food go? Did he just queue it up into units? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, so now looking to go into some mass Chukanu. I mean, yeah, the production rate for these Chukanus is going to be absolutely crazy. Salami's really going to have to make something happen right now, because it's going to be really hard for Salami to take even trades. Like, he needs to take the best fight of his life over here, because we see Crackity. I mean, he's almost double the amount of villagers of Salami, and we're only 14 minutes into this game. Salami going to be walling this little bit up here, looking to try and protect this pit mine. And now we see Salami going to be moving in. He's got quite a large amount of Sofas, but he's targeting down the outpost, which means he didn't get off that charge. We see Donzo on the back line as well. Crackity, definitely not a fight he wants to be taking, so he's just going to garrison his horsemen inside of the TC for now. Let the arrow fire do a bit of work, but that is going to be 5 dead villagers for Crackity. Not a big deal. I mean, he just wants to buy as much time for these Chukanu, because we can see the massive Chukanu right now is just flooding the battlefield. And once there's a critical mass of Chukanu, you can start to one-shot the Donzo. And once the Donzo are down, we can just, you know, ungarrison those horsemen and just wipe up these Sofas. But the Chukanu are going to be going down here for Crackity. Salami taking a really, really decent fight right here. Crackity going to be losing quite a lot of villagers. 24 villagers over here. Crackity, this might not be so good for you, my friend. I mean, even if Crackity does lose these villages, he's still going to be ahead. But, I mean, it's a large investment right there lost. And Salami just looks to really put on the pressure right now. Crackity does he have it? He does have his, what's it called? Textiles upgrade. So his villagers aren't going to be dying as quickly, but definitely not very good there for Crackity. I mean, we see the villager count starting to even up a little bit now. Is this a bit of a comeback for Salami? He's going to be able to take out this town center now as well. He's going to be taking quite a lot of casualties. I mean, maybe you want to try and get siege engineering in. We see lots of idle time for Salami. Finally realizing underneath the TC here. No siege engineering in yet for Salami. So he's going to be taking a pretty poor fight here underneath the town center, especially with Crackity moving in on the backline here. With some more Chukanu, we see Horsemen jumping out for Crackity. Crackity, he's going to be taking a pretty decent fight here, actually. The Chukanu going to be targeting down the Donzo. No Donzo left for Salami whatsoever. And these Horsemen are just going to be taking a really nice fight here up against the sofa. Especially with arrow fire from this outpost here as well. We see Crackity only 19 villagers ahead right now, but he's finally cleaned up Salami's army. We see a warrior scout here with a deer. Oh no, Salami, what are you doing? Is this a peace offering? Like, hey, Crackity, take this deer, and you can back off, and we can be friends. But Crackity, I wouldn't expect him to take that offer. Crackity's just like, nah, mate. We're going to make some rams, and we're going to absolutely destroy you here. But we can see Salami now actually investing into some cattle, but are actually gathering them with villagers instead of putting them in the pastures, which is what we've been seeing quite a lot, to be honest. I mean, this is really interesting to see. It only costs 100 gold, and you get 500 food per cattle. So, I mean, this is something that we've been seeing quite a bit. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest, because 100 gold is quite a bit, but I guess if you've got all of that passive gold income from the pit mines, I guess it is worth it. And right now, I guess Salami can't really invest into those pastures. So decides to actually just use the cattle for that fast food income so he can really get out a remass going right now, because he's going to need it. I mean, Crackity's army looking really, really strong right now. 3 rams going to be moving in onto the stables. And these stables are the exact production building that Salami needs right now. I mean, Donzo plus Sofa is going to be the way for him. The first stable is going to be going down. And we see Horseman going to be running in onto the back line here of Salami. Salami going to be losing some villagers, or at least idling some. I mean, Crackity can probably take this fight. Yeah, we can see Crackity is going to be taking this fight up against the Sofas, especially when Salami doesn't attack move properly. Not looking too good for him right there. And we can see Crackity on the front line here, just slowly moving forwards, taking out so much production building so far. Also going to be taking out the lumber camps there as well, just looking to clear the path a little bit. And is more. Oh, we actually have a bit of a return raid here. Some Sofas on the back line of Crackity on the berries here. But I mean, yeah, the Chukanu production from Crackity is just so crazy. You can take out the Horsemen with those guys. I'm surprised we don't have more rams being dropped for Crackity. I mean, at this point, you could even go for like maybe 5. You know, just try and push as fast as you can. Donzo going to be going down there as well. And we can see Crackity's match just looking so good right now. I mean, look at the amount of Chukanu he's got in queue right now. He's also got Horsemen still on the way. He's grabbed all of his upgrades there. Every single one he can grab at the moment. And that another stable going to be going down as well. I mean, Salami's remass not looking too pretty here. And Crackity's still just way ahead on villagers. Still 25 villagers ahead right now. Salami's going to have to make something happen right here. Villagers going to be idled here for Salami. Salami going to be moving in with all of the Sofa Horsemen right now. Donzo's on the back line as well. Going to be dealing quite a bit of damage towards the Horsemen. But the Chukanu mass from Crackity here is just so good. I mean, how many 50 Chukanu. I mean, yeah, the Chukanu are just so good. Luckily for Salami, does take out all 3 rams, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal when you've got 1,200 wood in the bank. And now Crackity can probably just walk in underneath the TC here and start taking out those villagers, but not deciding to do that. Looking to just pull back for now, get down some more rams, play it a little bit slower. You don't want to overextend, but And we can see here, Salami's remass not looking too good. He has got 4 stables, to be fair, all producing lots of sofa, but I mean, at a mass like this, these Chukanu can just one-shot the sofa. And I mean, that's all you need. That's all you need. I mean, who needs spearmen when you've got Chukanu? No more horseman production coming out from Crackity. So maybe this might be the reason. This might be the reason. That is a crazy amount of Chukanu. I mean, that's all he needs. He doesn't need horsemen at this point. 2 more rams, or three rams, sorry, now going to be pushing underneath the base of Salami. Looking to try and take out the town center first. I'm surprised by that. I feel like he should maybe move around to the side here, take out the production buildings first. But we can see here, the Chukanu. Let's see if they can one-shot a sofa. There it is. I mean, yeah. Oh, the poor sofa. The poor sofa. They are going to be doing quite a bit of damage here to the Chukanu, but it's just not going to be enough. And I mean, an even trade for Salami is not an even trade when you're 43 villagers behind. And we can just see more and more Chukanu going to be moving in. Donzo's fighting up against the Chukanu as well. That's definitely not a sight you want to see. And we can see there, the final sofa is going to be going down. We got javelin throwers now making their way onto the battlefield as well for Salami, but these guys, yeah, 4 of them up against 33. Yeah, not going to be looking too pretty. And now Salami's being severely idled here. I mean, Crackity can just idle him completely of food right here because Salami's got everything underneath the town center. Yeah, I really don't see a way back in for Salami here. Crackity's mass not looking the best here. You can see not able to one-shot the sofas anymore. But still lots of Chukanu on the way. And at this point, we have a look at Crackity's resource camp right here. He can just he can have a nice little farm transition. We can see he's already looking to move out into farms, and he can age up behind this. And Salami not going to be looking in a great position after that, especially when palace guards start to make their way onto the battlefield. And we can see he's so close. Come on, Crackity. Come on, there we go. Where's the landmark going to be going down for him? Looks like he's just looking to go onto farms for the time being. The age up does come through. It's going to be the astronomical clock tower. And we see Salami has managed to actually clear up Crackity's base. Or clean up in Crackity in his base. But I mean, yeah. It's going to be very tricky for Salami to push out, especially with the age up under construction. There we go. The astronomical clock tower is in the back of the base for Crackity. Looking to play it quite safe. I'm surprised he didn't build it a little bit more forward. I mean, you know, you could always grab these villagers here, but Crackity now going to be walling up. He wants to buy as much time as he can in between the age up, and so we can grab all of his upgrades. We see Chukanu upgrades going to be coming in. We also see the balanced projectiles upgrade, one of the key upgrades for the Chukanu. And once these 2 upgrades come in, these Chukanu are going to be looking unstoppable. I mean, yeah, these guys are going to be really, really hard to kill. Barracks is going to be dropped down as well now, looking to go into some palace guard, I would expect. I'll be very surprised if that is not the case. We actually have the blacksmith being supervised right now for the balanced projectiles, and now both upgrades are in for the Chukanu, and we can just see the amount of damage these guys will be able to do. I mean, yeah, Chukanu onto sofa, and they just die so quickly. I mean, both of these units should hardcore counter these Chukanu. But, yeah, the Chukanu in this form are just too good. All 3 rams actually returning home for Crackity. It looks like Crackity looking to play this a little bit safer. But does he need to? I mean, he's got 123 villagers compared to the 64 of Salami. He's got the map control over here. And he's an age ahead. Salami is actually going to be aging up behind this. So he's going to be going up with a Farimba garrison. But actually pulling all 36 villagers for this landmark. Salami, that is, you really want to get this age up through. And I guess he needs to get it pretty fast, and he needs to start to go into a new sort of unit, but it's going to be very tricky for him to hold this push. And we just see more and more Chukanu coming through. Palace guards are on the way now as well. There is the age up, and we instantly have javelin throwers being put into the queue here. But does Salami even have much gold in the base here? We see a pit mine is under construction here. But I mean, that's really not a lot of gold Salami's got left. And I mean, going up with a Farimba garrison requires a hell of a lot of gold. And Salami really is going to be struggling with gold a little bit later on, unless he secures up some trade eco, but at the moment, he doesn't have any of that, and I feel like it's going to be very tricky for him to get any sort of trade going. Crackity now makes his way here to the front of the base with his 3 rams, going to be taking out the Farimba garrison first. Veterancy upgrades come through for the javelin throwers, but again, when there's this much of a massive Chukunu, it's going to be very, very tricky for Salami to try and deal with it. Lancers here as well for the Chinese player. And these guys are going to be causing havoc, especially with Palace Guard on the backline here as well. They're going to be running into the eco. And I mean, much of an eco for Salami? Not really. And GG gets called. What a play by Crackity with this really aggressive town center. I mean, China just looking so powerful at the moment. No real surprise that China did take the win there over the Malians. If you did enjoy this, guys, then please do feel free to leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one.